Welcome to the clashing of steel. And as it is to be expected, in some matches infantry just fails. It often enough has simple reasons behind it, like overly aggressive players, no cooperation between team members, or just some missed opportunities. Simple example of good teamwork is basically what I am doing right now. I have 3 units of swordsmen willing to defend 3 units of archers. These archers aren't overly aggressive and they try to play it smart, they don't want to push too far. I can do my best, but it may not suffice. Even as example on this side of the map. Overly aggressive archers who the Volksmen just couldn't reach to defend in time. Although they suffered minimal damage, it does not mean that they're in the clear because someone engaged the cavalry. There are many of these heavy-duty areas where, well, perhaps even I shouldn't be here. The elephants can do a great job. They can be excellent in this location. But the big problem near the elephants was javelins, while here you can already see other horsemen taking down these archers. The Volksmen can't defend these archers. These archers went overly aggressive, and the problem with the Volksmen is that they moved stacked. Yes, your charge impact will be incredible if you blow up your units. But to defend your archers, which by the way made a mistake by going into the darkness, and by doing so signed their own death warrant. The shield screen only works against archers and slingers. When javelins get close, I will start melting away. I don't have the best units or commanders to defend this location. I can block out some damage, but it isn't as significant as would be Germanicus's Testudo. Indeed, I can wait for the horsemen to get there and weaken these archers or javelins the best they can. But because there is such an overwhelming number of ranged units, it is not gonna be good. It is not gonna go good. While at the same time we have these most loved players at our base. Playing Germanicus, building stakes and just staying there. I could have used basically any type of Germanicus player up there, even with 1 unit. That 1 unit could have held a single bottleneck, without getting any javelin or archer damage, or at least any significant, while my units in the shield screen are not so fortunate. Fortunately, the horsemen were able to inflict some damage before they got hammered quite heavily. There is nothing for me to do. I can only survive that long, and without any support, we are left here to die. Even single unit of elephants could have supported us. But as usual, they are played all 3, send them in, stomp, and try to kill anything you can. I tried to do all I could in this defensive location with my archers and the horsemen. But just because there was so little of us left against such counters or such heavy numbers, while these elephants, in hopes of glory, went chasing after the infantry. The swordsmen that are with them could have been used to support at my area or defend the archers in the beginning, or perhaps even used as flankers or to fight against elephants. Infantry units are usually the main units on the battlefield. If there wouldn't be any infantry, horsemen would roam free. If there wouldn't be any ranged units, the infantry would pretty much roam free and the horsemen would cry. Well, maybe not all of them, but quite a lot of them would love to kill archers. Actually, even our javelins weren't defended. Although they are still alive, they cannot do much if they are left defenseless. The Volksmen are trying their best, but they should not be the one trying to defend the javelins. While the swordsmen who actually should be trying to defend the javelins have gone aggressive, have lost their friendly elephants, and of course are trying to win an engagement where they're getting shot in the back. Javelins can often be a key to victory, even as you see it here. The shield screen does block out a ton of damage, but I can't stay here forever, especially since there are remnants of the swordsmen coming, and they will force me out of it anyway. Javelins perform damn well against any infantry. That is the poor side of it. And since ours were left to die by probably our own infantry, perhaps even aggressive or worst of all even passive or defensive Germanicus player, we were left into this poor situation. I did all I could, so tried to do the archers who tried to support me every way they could. I just hate the swordsmen who go mindlessly aggressive or stay mindlessly passive. I can understand the value in defending the base as a teamwork, as a team. But not like this if you stay solo, put up the stakes and just fight for the mindless scoreboard. We have basically lost everywhere. Simply because the defending swordsmen would not take a chance and aggressive swordsmen would not understand reason. We lost one of our archers right at the beginning of the match. We lost our javelins who were not defended and had trouble pushing out some damage. And my friendly archers did the best they could with the chances they had. Our swordsmen were either overly aggressive or entirely useless and stayed at the defense of the base. Elephants also went after meaningless chases and seemed to suffer because of it. But okay, most of the units are dead. So let's take a look at the scoreboard and see how well most of us did. And so, the Ambiorix archers, they pretty much went to their own death. The only score they got was for discovering units. 400 points. Dear God. Okay, and the second at the bottom is of course the Javelins, who did not get any support. The swordsmen that are right above them went aggressive and got shot in the back. And of course, Falksmen did okay. They were somewhat good, they tried to support where they could. Archers I was defending did okay. They, well, perhaps not okay, but they managed at least. Elephants did just what elephants do. Nothing more. And they didn't do it that well. I just blocked out most of the archer fire and got my score from that. Some offense as well. And of course the waste of space Germanicus got a lot of defense score from the javelins and archers and went in the lead. So the opposing team archers were mostly in my location. Javelins as well. Our javelins could have done, and the barbarians could have done so much if they only would have stayed behind infantry, and infantry would have properly defended them instead of doing whatever they think they should do. We actually had great chances at the beginning of the match. But unfortunately there was a lack of teamwork and we lost our possible advantage rather soon. The reason behind it is simple. Infantry either failed to act or failed to defend. And so the opposing horsemen got to roam free. I highly encourage teamwork, especially between ranged units and infantry. Anyways, don't forget to subscribe and thanks for watching.